Hi, my name is Jess. I am the co-owner of Bushel Peck and Stoke Deli Bar.
Hi, I'm Cait Bermuhler, co-owner of Bushel Peck, and this is Overrated, Underrated. The great thing about food and cooking and dining is that we all have different tastes. A lot of these opinions that I'm spouting, it's just me, it's just my taste. If they differ from yours and that offends you, I'm sorry. If I'm wrong or you think that I missed the mark, just drop a comment below and we'll chat about it next time.
Gordon Ramsay, well, I have to say underrated. He's a Brit, he's an amazing chef. Yeah, I love what he does.
I would argue that Gordon Ramsay is underrated, which is perhaps not what you might say, but let's dig into this a little bit. Gordon Ramsay is a celebrity chef, but he's also just a chef, like a real dude who actually, I think by all accounts, is just an amazing cook. And he's cooked under and with some of the best chefs that we have. So I would say that he's slightly underrated because of how much sort of hype is around him. I think he crossed the precipice into maybe being overrated because of the whole like celebrity chef, like the cartoon version of Gordon Ramsay. But I think Gordon Ramsay, the human, underrated.
Pig's brain. I've never tried pig's brain. Cait has tried pig's brain. I would give it a go. It makes me feel a little queasy, but like, yeah, I'd give it a go. Overrated or underrated? Let's say underrated.
I don't think enough people have thought about eating pig's brain in order for it to be overrated. I have eaten a pig's brain before. It was kind of custardy, which was surprising. It didn't have a ton of flavor necessarily. It's more of a textural experience. Somebody decided to take a chance on pig's brain once and let us know that it was safe. And I appreciate that. And you know, with animals and byproducts and secondary muscles and organs and stuff, if you're okay with killing an animal and eating its meat, which is what you're doing when you go to the grocery store and you get a little styrofoam package of something, you've decided you're okay with animals dying for us to eat. Okay, no judgment there. I do it all the time. But you then have to go, okay, there's other parts of the animal, we're gonna have to maybe eat those too. Otherwise, you're just openly saying, no, let's throw those in the trash, which is fucking insane.
Octopus is underrated. It's so good. It's so nice. You can just boil it up and have it like cut with a salad. You can barbecue it. It has to be like cooked to perfection to be nice though. Very underrated.
Octopus is definitely underrated. Yeah, super versatile. I think too, because most people think it's freaky. Like, I say most people, I mean like of all the humans on Earth. I think a lot of people are like, ugh, octopus. But it's so delicious and it has like that kind of fun, like rubbery texture. I'm about it. Underrated.
Hot ones. Probably a go-to show for Cait and I to watch at the weekends. It's funny. I like watching celebrities, you know, suffer with heat. Yeah, great program. Underrated.
Hot Ones, the show, probably properly rated. I think it's awesome. I think Sean Evans is a really talented interviewer. And like the chicken wings are just like a fun side show of that. But everyone loves it, right? Like there's no chance that it's underrated. I think properly rated.
Ramen is underrated. I love noodles. Big bowl of, yeah, amazing. Underrated.
Ramen is underrated. Again, another one of those foods that is kind of a category in and of itself. There's super low-end, cheap, like college dorm room ramen, and then there's like insane ramen with truffles and all sorts of crazy stuff going on. I would say ramen is so delicious, and because you can make it really delicious in a cheap, accessible way, and enjoy some of the more special versions, I think underrated. For sure.
Birria tacos. I only found this out earlier that they're like a quesadilla that you dip broth, and I think that's delicious, so underrated.
I think birria, they had a moment this summer for sure, but it's braised meats inserted into a quesadilla basically, and then dipped in broth. How could that be bad, right? Of course that's gonna be delicious. But again, I think it's one of those things, could get too hot, could get too hyped, could start, you know, people who are executing it could start making it feel overrated. if you're from Mexico and your mom makes it, it's probably the most underrated thing on the face of the planet. And I'm sure there's loads of really good versions being made by all sorts of folks as well. But yeah, I don't know, maybe properly rated at this point. We'll see.
Eating insects. I'll be honest with you, I am petrified of most insects. So if I saw something with lots of legs on my plate, I'd probably jump up and down and scream. If you hid it from me, I would try it because I want to try everything. But more than likely, definitely not. If there was like a cockroach, oh my God, I would die. No. Overrated.
I haven't eaten a ton of insects. I've had like crickets that were like salt and vinegar and stuff like that. I haven't had like any of the like super special ants or anything like that. But I think eating with, so this goes for anything that you're like, oh, people eat that? I think that's underrated because anything that someone was so hungry that they had to eat and then we then subsequently decided collectively, oh no, that's like worth diving into again, is underrated.
Liver, I love liver. Calf's liver, just like fried in a pan. It has to be like pink, otherwise it's like gross. But yeah, very underrated.
Liver is underrated like you would not believe. Liver has so much flavor, organs and offal and stuff like that from animals that have been raised and treated really well. The flavor that you get from those parts of the animal are just insane. I think a lot of people are kind of grossed out by liver or perhaps have had bad experiences with it. You know, it overcooks so easily that if you just grew up having, you know, like your mom was making liver and didn't know what was going on, you probably don't like liver, but all the tastiest things have just a little bit of liver in them, I think. Yeah, again, like if you're not into eating animals, then no, liver's not gonna be for you for sure, because it's gonna gross you out. And that's totally fine, but I think it's highly underrated. So those are my hot takes.
Thanks for watching my overrated, underrated.
Also, if there's something that you feel like super passionate about, whether you hate the thing or love the thing, let us know in the comments and we'll discuss it in the next video.
See you on the flip side.